Hey everybody, Black Ninja 797 here, and welcome back to another video. And today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to get the achievement Golden Freeman in Left 4 Dead 2. This is one of the brand new sets of achievements that has actually been added in the brand new Left 4 Dead update, and you guys may or may not know my backstory and how Left 4 Dead, I am a very big achievement hunter from way back in the day. Like, if I was going to be associated with achievement hunting, it would be this series. And I had pretty much every Left 4 Dead 2 achievement and Left 4 Dead 1 achievement back in the day, and so I was super excited to see that there was new ones. So I'm going to be showing you guys how to find all the secret 22 golden crowbars in Left 4 Dead 2. And it's basically pretty easy. All you gotta do is just load up survival maps, because the golden crowbars are hidden in the chapters of all the Left 4 Dead 1 maps. Not the Left 4 Dead 2, keep that in mind. Left 4 Dead 1 crew only. So, in order to end up getting Golden Freeman, you have to find every single golden crowbar out of the 22 in the old Left 4 Dead 1 maps, no, new and old. So what you want to just do is just load up survival, because you can just go chapter to chapter instantaneously, and it will actually spawn you right exactly where you need to go. There will be no zombies touching you or anything. So just basically copy exactly what I was doing. So the first golden crowbar you saw was in the roof right over there. Now, I'm going to be doing this by the order of the chapters and also by the campaign. So we're going to start off with No Mercy and then work our way up. So for the second chapter where you're at the gas station, all you just simply want to do is you want to go over at this white truck area. And you're basically going to be seeing my first impressions of me trying to figure out where this thing is. I was basically looking around, I was like, where the heck is this thing? Like, you know, I wasn't trying to, be all fancy. I wanted to show you guys my first experiences. Because, like, this is what I like to do. Like, this is what we all like to do, is achievement hunt, look for secrets. And it was actually up here, right in the spot where the truck crashed. So that is going to be the second golden crowbar. Now let's move on to the third golden crowbar. The third golden crowbar is going to be at the Hospital of No Mercy. Now this one is a little bit more of a tricky one, just because the hospital is cluttered as it is, and the doors kind of all look the same. So if I were to show you a still image, you probably would not get it, especially if you were panicking and have zombies all around. So you're going to see where I am going, and I'm going to be showing you what doors I'm opening to find it. And you want to go exactly like I'm doing. You want to go down this hallway, and then you want to make a left and open this set of double doors that I meleeed. Then in this closet, the golden crowbar will be right in there on top of the shelf. Sometimes these are a lot harder to see just because of the areas that they're in and are like super dark. But if you can actually manage to end up being able to preemptively know ahead of time, you're going to be completely fine. Then the next one is going to be on the finale of No Mercy. You want to go to where the crashed helicopter landing pad is, and you're going to need a little bit of parkour skill right here. You're going to need to jump from this roof to over to this little ledge where the light is, and then right over on the very tippity edge, there is going to be the final golden crowbar for No Mercy. And so that is going to be all the No Mercy crowbars. Now we're going to be moving on to Crash Course. Crash Course only has 2 chapters, and it's pretty easy to find the Crash Course ones. If you just want to, you can just simply get this done really quick. You just go onto the bridge, and then literally right behind the ticket booth area, or the area where the guy would end up charging you for crossing the bridge, it's just hiding right there behind the guarding. So if you end up picking up, there you go. And then for the finale, you just want to go into the finale room, and then right around in the dark corner, right near the buses, it's just going to be lying right there in the back. It's pretty easy and straightforward for Crash Course. It's 2 chapters, and they're in the easiest spots probably in the whole entire campaigns. So that is the Crash Course spots, and they're really, really easy. It's just the only problem is they're dark. So after you end up doing that, you can move on over to Death Toll. Now for Death Toll is a little bit easier. Death Toll is actually pretty simple until you get to the end. Death Toll, there's the crowbar right there in the sewers. Pretty straightforward, as simple as that. Then you're going to be wanting to move on to the next chapter at the church. For the church is also pretty easy as well. All you got to do is just jump on the piano that's in the middle right where the guy's yelling. And then if you jump up, you will just hit E, and then you can find the next golden crowbar. This one is also pretty straightforward and as easy as you can be. I mean, a lot of these golden crowbars are in just easy spots. You just either have to have parkour skill, or you got to just be able to see it in the dark. It's pretty straightforward, to be honest. This achievement is a lot more fair than I thought it was going to be. The next one is going to be right above this ticket booth area. All you got to do is just jump up and pick it up. It's literally just a simple, just 1, 2, click, and then you got that one. Then over for the next one, this was the hardest one in particular for Death Toll, just because the finale is covered in forest, and this one's in a little bit more of a tricky spot. The finale of Death Toll, the finale of the Sacrifice, and then I would say the finale of Last Stand have the hardest spots. But it's right there in a tree. If you know where the rock is and you find the correct spot, you can get it. It's kind of a little bit harder, but it's, after all, at the end of the day, not that bad. If you're playing survival mode like I am and just keep changing chapters repeatedly, you're going to get this no problem. Next, we got the beginning of Dead Air. The beginning of Dead Air is pretty easy at the crane. All you got to do is just go up to the barrel that's on fire, and it'll be lying right in there, and that will be the first golden crowbar. That one is pretty easy, and it's not that bad. You're only just going to barely risk fire damage if you just happen to walk straight into it. Then the next one is going to be at the construction site. So for the construction site, you just want to be going where I am going. And it's actually a little bit confusing, but not too terribly. It's just simply lying down compared to staying straight up like the katana. But it's right over there in the corner near the one support beam, and that's going to be it for the construction site. Then you're going to be ending up going over to the airport's terminal, and in the airport's terminal, you want to go into the men's room. And in the men's room on the left-hand side, there is a golden crowbar on the one final urinal, and then that way you will be able to see it. So that way you can end up knowing where it is. The next one is going to be obviously on the finale, and then for the finale, this one is a little bit out of the way. It's not quite in a very obvious spot. It's actually in the very, very, very back of the whole entire area. You want to go right over here and just simply make a quick jump, and then it'll be right on the edge of where the one terminal ended up being. So that is going to be all the Dead Air crowbars. Now we're going to be moving on to Blood Harvest. So for Blood Harvest, the crowbars are also kind of a little bit of an interesting spot. This one's more parkour related. So this is going to be the first one for Blood Harvest. When you spawn in on Blood Harvest, you're going to want to end up going into the factory little room right here. And what I would recommend that you would end up doing is just being very careful and taking your time, because if you misstep, you can actually damage yourself, and without zombies, it's already as hard as it is if you're not really experienced. So what you want to do is you want to go up there to where I am, and you want to walk over to the very edge of the lip, and you're going to want to try to scoot from right to left really quickly so you can land on that wooden box. And then if you end up landing on that wooden box, there's going to be the final golden crowbar. Now, I am purposely going to be showing you guys my mistakes on this one, so you know right away that it's not necessarily the easiest. I just wanted to give you guys a friendly reminder to take your time with a lot of these, because sometimes the crowbars are in just particularly weird and interesting spots, and they're not always going to be as easy as you might think. Sometimes you'll take damage trying to get to them, some of them may not. It really just depends on what campaign you're playing. As far as I'm aware, they also spawn in every single game mode, but not every single map. Obviously, this is not in the Left 4 Dead 2 maps at all. And as far as I'm aware, there's no other crowbars in any other chapters. I know that there is some chapters that got skipped, but for the most part, they're all here. And then that is going to be the first golden crowbar for Blood Harvest. Now let's move on to the second one. The second one is the easiest of the whole entire campaign for Blood Harvest. It's just pretty straightforward. You just want to open up this window, and it's just right behind the red train car, and it's just right on the floor, and you can't miss it. This one is really, really easy peasy lemon squeezy. So that's going to be the second golden crowbar for Blood Harvest. Then we're going to be moving on to the third part, which is going to be at the finale. So for the finale for Blood Harvest, this one you're going to want to end up walking around out of the house, and you're going to want to make a left or right depending on where you are, and you're going to want to run over to the barn, and inside the barn you're going to want to just make a short cut through, so that way you can end up getting over to the back of the barn. You don't want to go this way, you actually just want to go straight through, otherwise you're not going to be able to get to it. So go through, make a left, and then the back corner near the hay or the wood, you're going to find the final golden crowbar for Blood Harvest. Now we've gotten that out of the way, we only have 2 maps left. We just have the Sacrifice, and then we also end up having the Last Stand. So now we're going to be moving on over to the Sacrifice and trying to get you guys those golden crowbars. So for the Sacrifice, when you end up loading into that, in order to get these crowbars, this one is another parkour related one, not necessarily too much about being light or dark in terms of the lighting. So what you want to do is you want to go to the very back over here on the spots, and you're going to want to end up jumping on top of the boat back here. Once you jump on top of the boat, all you want to do is just make a jump for the staircase up there. You can see me mailing at it, and you will find the first golden crowbar of the Sacrifice. That one's not necessarily that bad, so let's move on. Then the next one, you're going to want to go over to this white truck, and you're not going to want to get on the white truck, or you're not even going to really do anything near the white truck. You're just going to be jumping on this little pole, and then on top of the little pole, if you look up, you'll be able to see there's a little ledge, and the little ledge is going to have the next crowbar. You'll see the hit scan for some of these before you'll be able to grab them, or you might even not even see them at all. You'll just kind of just guess based off of where they are. Like, I didn't even necessarily see some of these half the time. Now, the finale is going to be a little bit interesting because this is actually the only one that requires you to do something else other than parkouring necessarily or seeing in the dark. You actually are going to need a object. This is the only one that will require an object. You're going to need a jerry can / a propane tank. I would recommend the propane tank, even though the jerry can I did test in this gameplay. You are going to see that both work. It's just that the propane tank has better luck. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to crouch near one of these orange cones, and you're going to want to be throwing it so that way you can end up pushing the orange cone over to this one corner right where the scaffolding is, because you need to move this orange cone in order to get to the final golden crowbar for the sacrifice, because it's in an elevated spot that no matter how hard you jump, you're not going to be able to reach it without doing this. So keep just taking your time, taking the propane tank and pushing the orange or orange cone forward. It's really late, guys. Please forgive me. It's like 1 a.m. in the morning when I'm making this. But you want to take the propane tank, just take your time. I was rushing at the very end just because I was a little bit impatient. And I did also test out, like I said, the propane tank and the jerry can. Both work, but the jerry can just does not work, in my experience, as easily as it should. But essentially what you're trying to do is you're trying to just get this thing to move slowly but surely farther up here so you can jump up on this. And then once you jump up on this, I originally thought it was going to be up there on the very top layer, but if you actually walk forward, it's going to be up there on the edge of the whole entire building. So this one is a little bit interesting because you won't expect it to be up there at first, but just keep trying and you should get it. I actually ended up dropping it at one point, and luckily it landed on the floor, so I was able to actually pick it up. But luckily, since I just happened to have it in my hand for the 1 second, it doesn't matter. That would still been progress. So now we're going to be moving on to the Last Stand. Last Stand only has 2 chapters, so this one is pretty damn easy as well. It's a lot like Crash Course in that sense. So for this one, you're going to want to end up heading to the junkyard, and inside the junkyard, that's going to be where the golden crowbar is. Now you're probably wondering, of course, where is the golden crowbar for this part of the map? I will tell you, my friend. So what we're going to be doing is, like, you want to start off at here for frame of reference, because you're going to want to end up knowing where you are relative to the map, because when I say go left, you might have it be go right. So what you want to do is just copy me, go right of the propane tank that you would have to start, and go up to this tree, hug the left, and behind the tree, in the very, very corner, is going to be the first crowbar of the Last Stand. So there's your golden crowbar. Now we're going to be moving on to the very last one. This is going to be at the lighthouse. This one actually is the hardest in terms of the parkour sense of the word, and it just requires a lot of skill because you're having to make a jump at a very awkward angle. You want to jump up here onto the second story of the roof, and you're going to want to make a running start and try to jump to that windowsill. You can see it for a split second. You can see the blue outlines hanging on the windowsill of the building, and you can't exactly jump at it. You have to actually do a running start and then cut the corner really, really sharply and then just mash E. You don't want to necessarily try to end up making a giant running start because you can take a lot of fall damage. Like how you can see, I actually lost like almost 20 in my HP there. So this one is going to be the one that's going to kill you if you're going to die of fall damage. So just take your time. Don't rush it, especially if you're going to be playing this in the normal modes, because I'm playing this in survival with just nobody even attacking me. But if you were playing and there were zombies everywhere, I can see why this would be frustrating. It would probably make a lot of sense if you were going to try to do this to bring this throughout the whole entire campaign. Just pick it on a chapter that's going to have the easy one and then just bring it with you the whole entire time. It's just not worth trying to grab one each chapter. That is, unless you're trying to get everyone one throughout the whole entire squad, which would be kind of cool in that sense. I even did try to jump on the wood there, and it just won't let you climb. But yeah, so after a while, I did eventually get it. You just got to keep trying, and you will pick it up eventually. I believe I actually end up getting it on this attempt right here. It's not that bad once you get used to it. It's just that it's very inconvenient, just because the thing is like I said, it's the way you have to turn the corner. You have to go right enough that you don't bash into the first wall, but left enough you can still grab it. So that's pretty much going to be it at the end of the day. I believe now this is actually going to be my last attempt where I actually pick it up. So yeah, guys, I'm just going to wrap up the video here. I hope you guys ended up enjoying this achievement guide video for the new Left 4 Dead Golden Freeman achievement. If you guys ended up enjoying this video and you guys do want to see more Left 4 Dead 2 and just more tip videos like this so I can, help you guys out. Maybe you want me to see it, maybe want to see me do more Left 4 Dead 2 achievements, that'd be cool. But yeah, guys, I hope you ended up enjoying. If you did enjoy, please definitely consider dropping a like, comment, and subscribe. And I do hope you guys ended up enjoying another YouTube video for the most unique YouTuber you guys are ever going to see. Peace out, guys.